everyone, I'm Steve, here again with Rob Greenwood. Rob is our personal training director in Sparks at Fitness for 10. Thanks for being with us, Rob.
Hey, thanks for having me, Steve.
All right, so we're going to talk about um, workouts and how to structure them. And how many ways do you think there is to structure a workout? 100?
Quite
A
a
lot,
few, man.
right?
It depends your goal at the month, the year, and a lot of different ways to attack it.
So, yeah, you got 4 day splits, 6 day splits, seven. You got 1 through 7 day splits. Well, I guess a 1 day wouldn't really be a split, but yeah, it could be. One workout and you do it once a month or whatever. But let's say, so that people can kind of get an idea on how to structure a workout for them. Let's say you have a beginner come in and their goal is to lose weight and build muscle. Okay, what kind of workout program would you, and let's say this person is 50 years old and they come in and they have some weight to lose, but they want to put some muscle on, and they've trained off and on throughout their life. So, but they're more of a beginner, but they have been in the gym and they have lifted weights. They're 50 years old, and I'm sure you'd ask them a lot more questions. What kind of workout program would you initially design for that person?
First, I'm always going to ask, how many days a week you can commit to the gym? So that's going to be my first question. So, for example, how many days are you looking to commit here?
4.
Awesome. So we'll do a 4 day split. I always ask that because I don't want to make a 5 day and kind of get confused with the math. Back to being a beginner though, I want to cover the most real estate if you're trying to put on muscle. You didn't say too much about detail. If we do a squat, we could hit, hamstrings, glutes, and quads all in one. I'm not going to focus on, hamstring curl or leg extension. I'm going to attack the three biggest parts: your push, your pull, and a push for leg movement. So,
Yeah,
for
I have
example,
no injuries. I'm healthy. I'm a 50-year-old and no limitations.
awesome. I'm going to probably work from bottom to top. I'll start with, a push, maybe a bench press or a shoulder press, probably preferably maybe an incline press. That way it kind of taps into both. And then I'll work into a row, cover more of your back. Do maybe a seated row hammer grip, cover as much back as I can, and then a leg press or a squat. Depending on the time you got, I want to cover them three movements. And then maybe each different day, you're coming in 4 days, we'll attack something different like a bicep, a tricep, or hit a hamstring curl or a leg extension. But I'm going to focus mainly on the push, pull, and leg. And I'll vary the movements from each time we're in to kind of hit a different angle.
Okay, so first day, say I'm going to go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So first day, that's what you just described. I'm going to do maybe an incline chest press, and you can vary that with dumbbells or a bench or a bar. Um, and then you're going to have me do some squats. And so now the next day you said you're going to maybe move to some smaller muscles. Um, Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'd do like a shoulder press, and then maybe a bar row, and then maybe a leg press. And then for the smaller muscle group, I might hit a chest fly just to kind of attack the chest a little more. And maybe a calf. Then following day, I'd probably go back to like a chest, a different variation of a row, maybe back to a squat or continue with the leg press, and then add in maybe some delt raises or something. Just attack smaller muscles with the three big movements.
So what day are you on? I got a little confused when you said. So what's do Monday and then do Tuesday, just so I would know exactly what I'm doing.
Okay, so Monday we'll start with incline press, seated hammer row with the hands up and down, whether it's cable or whatever, and then squat. And we'll add in a bicep curl that day. 4 movements. Next day we would go shoulder press. Then we would do maybe a straight bar row, and then leg press, and then maybe a chest fly. Day three, we could go to a bench press.
That would be
Maybe
Thursday.
Thursday, go to a bench press. Uh, a different variation of a row. I'd say maybe seated T-bar row. Um, then go back to something like a squat and maybe do a hamstring curl. The next day, I would go to maybe a military press. Maybe I would go military into, let's see, maybe the hammer seated row again into leg press and incorporate something like some delt raises.
That's very interesting. And it's interesting because I've been doing this since I was 12. As soon as they'd let me in a gym, or as soon as I could sneak in a gym. I'm 61 now. You overlapped some training there, which I find very interesting. But also, when I first started, when I was in college, I never would have done that. But now I do. But my intensity is not as high. And I'm gonna bring up where I noticed that. Monday you did squats. Tuesday you did leg press.
Yep,
So I'm assuming your intensity level is not through the roof on this person, or you're gonna just destroy certain muscle groups. Correct?
absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what people got to understand. Your intensity level has to match your recovery. So I know that you're aware, okay, I'm doing squats on Monday and I plan to do leg press on Tuesday. Now, most experts would shoot holes in that, but I'm actually an advocate of that, especially at my age, because my intensity level is not that high. And then I noticed, I don't think you did legs, did you, the rest of the week?
I repeated the same too.
Oh, okay. On Thursday and Friday. Right. So you're kind of doubling up on a lot of the lower body, and you also threw some leg curls in there, calves and stuff like that. That's very interesting. And then I'm sure you're going to totally rearrange it in a couple months, but it's okay. In my opinion, that's something that I've changed my mind on. It's okay to double up on some muscles, and I'll do it, but my intensity level is not very high. I'll increase my volume with my experience and so on. I'll increase my volume, and the way I do it is by increasing more sets. I'm not going to try and lift as heavy as I can and do 3 reps, but I want to lift heavy enough, as heavy as I can without injuring myself. And with my lower intensity, the only way to increase the volume and the load on my muscle is to increase my sets. Now, I don't do squats every day, but you could do push ups every day, and a lot of people do, but that's not, you're not doing forced reps. So that's a very interesting layout. And I know you're a trainer, so you're quite aware. And you're probably some days you're going to go, hey, we need to skip the leg press today, right?
If it comes, I'm always about, if we're trying to build muscle, let's attack more real estate. We're gonna hit a lot of different leg muscles using that leg press with moderate intensity, like you said. That's very important. Why focus on just a bodybuilding split? Hit some hamstrings or focus on rear delts if you're trying to lose weight, burn calories, and just overall build muscle. You don't need all the crazy 3D looks if it's just trying to add an easy 10 pounds of muscle.
What if I come in? What are you going to do after day one, Monday? I come in and I'm like, man, my glutes, my legs are just killing me. Are you going to skip the leg press?
I would, if it come to that, I would probably, switch the workout. I wouldn't do it if your body wasn't allowing you to do full body workouts. I would cater it, posterior, interior, maybe shoot the front versus the back. That way, your quads, you're going to be sore in the front. The next day, we could work on the back. That's a pretty good 2-day split to repeat in a 4-day cycle and still kind of hit full body.
And all you out there listening, I know we're getting into some pretty sophisticated stuff here for beginners, but you can also do active recovery. Okay, your quads are sore and tired. We're going to move them a little bit to help them recover, right?
Yep. Definitely want to
Wow.
break that up. It's going to hurt a little bit, but you'll feel better 12, 24 hours later.
Right. All right. Anything that you would add to this, Rob?
No, you gotta listen to your body, like you kept saying over and over. This isn't a real high intensity workout. It's gonna keep you in the gym, working the big muscle groups. It might be a little rough the first 2 weeks as a beginner, but I promise if you stick with it, keep the intensity where it works, it'll work for you.
Yeah. And, the benefit of having a trainer, everyone, is that trainer is going to help read your body with you. Oh, you might need some more calories. All this stuff ties together. Hey, we might need to bump up your calories. Trying to lose weight, maybe we can lower them a little bit. But every day, it's not like it's cast in gold and this is what we have to do on Tuesday. You're going to modify it. A good trainer will modify that according to what's going on with the person, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, everyone. So, Rob, if they want to get a hold of you, I know you're on TikTok, you're on Instagram. How do they get a hold of you? Just tell everybody out there real quick if they want to follow you.
It's trained by Rob. TrainByRob. Trained by Rob.
And that's on both Instagram and
Instagram,
okay,
TikTok, just about anywhere you can find the same one for me.
trained by Rob. All right, if you guys have questions, this is kind of detailed. Leave your questions in the comment section, and we'll have Rob get back to you. So, thanks for being with us, Rob.
Hey, thanks for having me.